Satnam, Satnam, this is Chief Charankar. I'm still in awe that I can actually be live to you from the top of the cemetery hill. Let me show you around here. So I'm out on my walk and it's Saturday morning. It's probably about 9 o'clock right now and this is the top of the hill. And let me just show you. I'll put my sunglasses on, it's a bit bright. So that's the coast up there to Bodega and north. And then I just pointed that way that you are. Yeah. Hi. So I'm walking slow, I'm walking tender, I'm doing what I can. It's 11 days since I was in the emergency room and I'm a lot better than I was, but my kidney still hurts. So anyway, I'm up here on my walk and I've been here for the last 3 days. Well, actually, the second day I didn't make it. So the first day I got up the hill and I sat here. The second day I didn't make it. And the third day I did. Actually, it's the fourth day. And I made it again today. And there's this little bench that I'm sitting on here. You see? My little bench. Hi. On my little bench. And it's got a gorgeous view. Right? And it strikes me that this was not on my bucket list. I actually don't have a bucket list. I'm not a bucket list kind of person. But if I was, if I was thinking about what I wanted to achieve with my life, this was not on my bucket list. And definitely, actually, just even sitting here with no makeup on, straight out of bed, on my morning walk, going live. I mean, that just I would have had makeup on, and I thought that it was about all the fancier things in life. And sure, those can be really cool. Those can be a lot of fun. But I think our daily appreciations can often be lacking, and that we can really, really fill our lives with so much more when we start to take daily appreciation. And gratitude practices have been around, and I don't know, in some ways, how do you feel about gratitude practices? I feel that they're kind of, I don't know, there's just something there for me. I've really started liking the word appreciation. On Sunday evening 2 weeks ago, I was running around saying that I've never felt better in my mind and body. And then 12 hours later, I was in the emergency room being pumped with morphine and feeling terrible. Only now do I realize how bad I felt back then, because now I look fine, but I might still hurt. And I realized that, I was pretty beat up back then. And I couldn't do simple things. I couldn't get out of bed and just shower and get dressed. That was an ordeal. If I showered, it was like, that was the event of the day. I took a shower. I got dressed. Leaving the house was just to go to the doctor's. I was in the emergency room Monday, and then at the doctor's on Thursday and Monday for follow-ups. And just feeling terrible. I mean, just terrible. And it really put me into a new appreciation. Can you relate to this of being able to just feel good, to be able to get out of bed, get in the shower, get your clothes on, and be able to go and do whatever it is that you don't want to do that day, or whatever, all of those things that we have, just to be able to go and do that, right? Because when we can't, wow, I mean, it's humbling when we can't, I could barely make it from the car to the doctor's office because it's a health center. So you park the car and then you've got to walk down through, like walking through a hospital. It was a long way, and just days before I was in Southern California walking 5 to 7 miles a day, munching up the miles, feeling fantastic. And then I didn't. But isn't that life, right? Life is temporary. Everything in life is temporary. So how we feel, how we are, it's all just temporary, and it's all about getting more equanimity with where we are at feeling more balanced with, or in less resistance, I guess. In less resistance to where we are. Going back to the Buddhist teachings that we all want to be happy, and the idea of us being happy is not that we're all smiling and happy all the time. It's the freedom from suffering. That's what we really crave as beings, and then we cause ourselves so much more suffering because in trying to escape from the discomfort of what we consider suffering, we create even more. And I think that's what we often do with like our bucket lists and things, is that we have these big goals that we want to achieve, and so we keep ourselves like really to the grindstone for that. And maybe we're missing out along the way of our daily appreciations, right? Can you relate to that? Do you have daily appreciations? Do you actually really appreciate what you have while you have it? Because here's the thing. So often, in order for us to get our appreciation, something has to be taken away. And we don't want to appreciate something once it's taken away. I was just talking to a friend who has become a caregiver for her brother, and her life's really changed. And we were talking about freedom. And both of us were saying, that maybe we're not as, she said that she's not as free as she would like to be, or as free as she was. And I asked her the question, do you think that when you had it, you used it to its full advantage? And she said, no. Can you relate? I could relate to that. That there are these times when we could do things, like take our daily walk, but maybe, there's a phone call you need to make, or you need to get an email out, or you need to, you just want to finish the last episode of Orange is the New Black. I don't know what it is that you want to do, but something else, and you don't do it. And you think, well, I've got tomorrow. Like I was going to the river tomorrow, but I was in the emergency room. The universe had other plans. Not only wasn't I at the river, but I wasn't going to be walking for a while either. There's a shift. And we can't, we don't know when that shift's going to happen, but we do know when we have it. We do know when we have something, that's when we can use it. So I was just telling someone this morning, sharing the story of when I was in Southern California. I was sharing videos with you, saying I'm doing this now because I can, and I don't know how long that will be. If we do it when we have it, then we're making the most of our life, right? So that when it's taken away, of course we're going to miss it, but we won't also miss the fact that we didn't do it when we could, because that one is such a bitter pill to swallow. That is such a bitter pill to swallow. I hate that pill, right? When you could have done it, you didn't do it, and now you can't do it. So that was, in actually the last 11 days, I did feel that I had taken, I made the most of my time in Southern California. I'd got the filming done, but I also went out on morning walks and evening walks, and I just did them because I could. Not because I had to, not because I just said I'm doing it because I can. And because I can became my mantra, and I think, it's powerful. And even while I can't now, I'm doing what I can with what I have. And, my steps are slow, and it's different, but it's okay, right? So anyway, I wonder, how about you? Have you got this bucket list that you're working towards, but what about your daily appreciations? What do you get to do for yourself each day, right? Because that's the thing, is we're so often so busy making sure everyone else is taken care of and planning for a long life for ourselves, right? So we can plan for a long life and miss out on the present. That's kind of painful too, right? So anyway, I just wanted to, I'm going to go now. I'm a little, kidney's hurting a little bit. But I wanted to come in and say hi and just say, just think about your daily appreciations as you go about your weekend. And maybe you're busier than you want to be, and maybe there's stuff that you don't really want to do. Don't get pissed off with life about those. Start looking at where you say yes, right? So that stuff is not life. That stuff is, some of it's life, but a lot of it is us saying yes to things that we don't really want to do. So that's a different conversation. But relishing and appreciating the life that you have while you have it, knowing that if it was taken away from you, you might well miss it then. And we don't want to miss something once it's taken away. Let's appreciate it while it's here. How about that? This is Shiv Shankar with the Feel Better Life. Everything's better when we feel better. It's not about being happy all the time. It's about doing just those little things, our daily appreciations to help us feel better. I love you so much. I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. I'll see you soon. I'm going to walk home now. Sat down.